Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and I am just turning on the camera and working because I am determined to get this journal finished, hopefully today. And I'm going to tell you one of the things about making an altered book, which is what this third journal in this set is that most of the time, at least this has been my experience, I have to cover almost every page because there's not really very often something that I want to go ahead and leave. Now I do have in here somewhere, I have one where I really liked the middle paragraph, and so I covered up the parts to the sides. Let's see, it's in here somewhere. Maybe it is in one of the others. Like this one, I liked the word interlude, but the rest of it was not something that I really wanted to just leave open. See, I have to do all of these pages here. Already done some, but not all of them. Well, I was pretty sure it was, yes, right here, talking about being in the rose garden and the flowers and the still warm bricks, and I really liked that. So I covered up here and left that. But I need to go through and like this page. Yes, he'd have a fire in the big hearth of the hall, and in making his preparations, mental and material, for his first visitors, Tom felt he had come home. And I liked that. So I need to go through and get those. And I started working on these, and I'm just bringing you along again. I don't really like what that page says. It has some not very nice terminology, I'll say. Words that I wouldn't use and that I would prefer weren't used. So these are not vintage. I am putting them in here and gluing them down. They are, you know what? I really don't know where I got them, but they're little paper pads. Really don't know where I got them. I probably got them from one of the little stores online. And so I'm trying to cover up some of those words. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And you'll notice I am putting pockets on some of the pages, but not on all of the pages, because I don't want to end up with another gator mouth like the middle part of this set is. So I like that. This one, I'm going to be covering that whole page. I haven't gone through, so I don't know what words there are. Again, I like the autumn was long remembered. I do like that, but the rest of the paragraph is very sad. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and cover the rest of this with something along with this page. So I'm probably just going to add some music, and I'll pop in every so often and say something, but other than that, we're just going to work on it. said I wasn't going to make a lot of pockets, but I think that I'm going to make a pocket right here. Just because I don't know. I just think that I like the way that that looks. And so I am going to need to fold that over just a bit. Actually, I think I'm going to curve it down just like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this, lay that out because that's the front side. This is the bottom of the corner. This is going to go across the page, and I'm going to glue it down on the opposite page, but I want like a little bit of a hem or something up here at the top. And I think I'm just going to add a little bit of lace to give that a little bit more structure and stability. And these are the laces that I have been using thus far in fabrics and things like that. And I think that'll look good. And I'm just going to do this. First I'm going to measure, let's see, I'm just going to do this part. I'm not going to put it all the way out there. And so I'm going to do that and then snip that off right there. And I'm going to put glue on this part, and then I'm going to line this one up on it, and then I'm going to fold it over and re-glue it, and that should give it some stability, I think, in order to keep it from sagging and flopping, and I think it'll just be a nice little touch. Just trying to determine how far down I want that to be. I think that that's good because then I can just fold that over. I'll probably need to trim some of this on the outside because it wants to fight me. I'm going to do that right now. Not fabric scissors, they did not want to cut that very well. All right, and so now I am going to glue this part down. Back up there. And I'm going to put a weight on that so that it will dry fairly flat. And I think I want to add just a little bit up here at this corner. So I'm going to look at my old safety pins. I've got several in these sets of journals, some that were corroded, some that are rusted that I have to be very careful with because of my tetanus booster allergy. Like this one, let me find a piece of, let's try this. Can you see the corrosion on that one? That one is authentic corrosion. It came like that in an old, one of my collection of sewing boxes, the will hold sewing boxes. You never know what you're going to get in those, and I enjoy very much the treasure hunt of it. All right, and I'm just going to put this through here right now. I may add something to it later. I probably will add something to it later. And I think I want that to go the other way because most of the corrosion is on the other side of the safety pin. Undo that before it glues itself down like that. There we go, and I like how that corrosion there picks up on the blue and green that's in the print on this handkerchief. So now I am first going to glue this side down. And I'm going to put the glue on the page instead of on the handkerchief. Because I think that it'll be easier for me to get it a straight line and not have gobbledygook going on all over the place with it. I think I went too far up right there, but we'll find out. If I did, I can get it off of there pretty easy. I'm going to line up this sewn part with the glue because I want the lace to extend beyond the page. See, I actually need to scoot that up just a bit. And I'm just going to press it down into the glue. Make sure I got good contact all the way through, all the way across. And I'm going to pull this up nice and tight. Oh, actually, that worked out well. I did need glue all the way to the top. And then I'm going to push this part down into that little bit of glue that I put on the inside seam here. Now, to determine what I want to do here, I think I am going to cut that off because that's going to add bulk. But if I do that, do I need to cut off the top there? That piece. I know I'm going to do this part, so I'll go ahead and do it. I'm going to get my fabric scissors. Because it will cut so much easier with them. Okay. And bump. And I've got a little bitty piece of lace that I can use somewhere else. Yeah, I think I need to take that part off. Simple enough. I'm not even trying to cut a straight line. There we go. And so I'm going to put a little thin stripe of glue, just like I did over here, right down here. And then I'm trying to determine, am I just going to use a glue stick here because that is just so lightweight and it's not holding anything, or do I want to I'm gonna go ahead and do this though. I know I'm gonna do, whoa, hello. You are not what I expected. I should have looked. Okay, so I know I'm gonna have to smear that out, so it may be the glue that I use. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna smear this out. And smooth that down. And it's still a little flippy floppy, but I don't mind. That doesn't have to be down, but it's not gonna have anything tucked in it. Let's put the, let me do this. Let me put my pin in the glue before it does what it was doing again. All right, so I'll have a pocket here, and this goes back into this pocket. Which way did I have it? I think I had it that way. And my glue got a little excitable there. So I'll have to keep checking that to make sure that I don't have an issue. All right, so there are those 2 pages, and I like that. All right, so let's get back to it. Let's see what we've got that we can put on that page. This is something that I made to protect this. This is a deliver no goods without an order. We particularly, that is so hard to say. I feel like I put too many L's in it for some reason. Request you to put number of this order on your bill. It's really, really old. It was really, really fragile. So I took a layer of this napkin and pieced this together on it, because like I said, it was coming apart, and put that down on there. And then I put journaling space on the back of it. I wonder if I could glue that down on there. And then it would flip open to show you this. I would still want to cover that in the back, but I think that I'll do that somewhere. I don't know that I'm going to do it there because I just did, oh, but I turned a bunch of pages. And a little piece of it just came off, so it is very fragile. I do like this line, we understood each other, so that one I will probably keep uncovered. And then that's going to have to come all the way over to there. Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that. Well, it's all unaligned now, so I'm going to have to redo that alignment, but it's easy enough. So I just need something to put under there. This book is old enough that some of the pages are splitting, so every so often I have to come in and reinforce them. Okay, and this is going to go back in there. Just like that. And then I had a little piece that I think maybe I'm just going to put on right there. Like that. Okay, this page, let's see what's going on with it. I like to use the sheet music. I'm trying to not use it too much. Okay, let's see what's left over and make sure that there's nothing that I have an issue with. And I don't. So I am going to actually clear that off. Just so that I'm not fighting trying to glue it down. Over that fabric tape. Because that never turns out well for me. I need to do better about getting my edges. I noticed that here lately I'm having to go back and add glue to edges that didn't get quite enough glue the first time. I don't know if it's I'm getting in a hurry or if I just can't see it very well. Probably a little of both. And then I tore this part off of that. No, I think that I'm going to leave that one as is, and let's move on to the next, which I need to reinforce this page here. I think maybe when you do an altered book, when I do an altered book, I should use newer books. Because I have a problem with the pages wanting to tear. Oh, Friday the 17th, Molly came home from school at noon, sick with chicken pox, we think. January 1902. And I may just put that whole page on there. And it's very fragile. And that page is done for now. Okay, so that probably should be covered with something. What have I got over here that I can cover it with? Nothing wrong with having a writing page. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Do I want to just fold this up? I could do that. And it lays pretty flat, and that could actually be like a little pocket if I wanted it to be. Yep, that's what I'll do with that one. And I'm going to keep that folded so that I don't accidentally get glue where I don't want it to be. Yep, I could do that. I'll actually fold that down so you can see that there's something in there right off the bat. And I may come back and put a paper clip or something on that. Okay, this part here is fun, but I think that I'll cover right there to right there. And I can do that with, I had an envelope that I just had over here. Is it too wide? It's too wide for the page. Oh man. And I really don't need it to be a tab because I've got plenty of tabs in there already. We'll leave that there for a minute. Trying to decide if I want this to be a pocket or not. I think that I do, because I've still got some things that need shorter pockets, not the full page pockets. Okay, so that's going to get glued down completely. This little portion here that's going to come over across to this page. that. And now I'll take this and I will glue, ouch, not ouch. Why did I say ouch? Oops. Probably because I've been ouching myself a lot here lately. And so that's just what came out. I need something right there. Do that. I could just come all the way down to there. Just do that down the whole page. And I'm going to fold this beforehand because I don't need a whole lot on this side of the page, and I don't want to cover up much of the words because it is kind of a cute little story. So I am just folding the fabric tape before I take the paper off. Let's see, it might help if I used a bone folder. It's not going to get a nice sharp crease because it's fabric with glue and with paper on the back side, but I can help it a little bit. And then I am just going to take the paper off of the skinny side that I'm going to put over here first, because I want to make sure I get it lined up. And having the paper on the back of it on this side will allow me to scooch it right up next to where I want it to be. Fold that paper back the other direction. Okay. I'm going to try to do this without getting my head in the camera. I'm going to lay it on that page and I'm going to scoot it right up next to the gutter. Using my fingernails, I could use my bone folder to push it down into the gutter. And once I've got that down, then I can pull this part off and I'm going to push down into the gutter and slowly work my way out. There. I like that. That worked. That worked. And I didn't cover up my story over here. Let's see, is there anything on here that I need to... Nope, I'm good over here. That page is covered. I like this. I'm going to put this on here and then I'm going to put lace on the edge because it's talking about lace edgings. And my page wants to close. And I am just gluing it straight down onto that page because I don't need a pocket on it. Let's see if I have any of this lace, any lace that looks like that. They're calling it beading lace. Made with 2 straight edges and openings large enough for ribbon of different sizes to be run through. So do I have any of that in here right now? I know that the eyelet doesn't count. I may have to go through the other part of my lace stash, because I don't think I have any like that currently in my bag here. I know I have some. Just not in here. I do have some. Now, it's not the color I want it to be, but it looks a lot like that center one there. So I am going to cut off the amount that I want. And on one of my stamping blocks, I am going to, whoops, put some of my ink. This is brushed corduroy, which is, I think, one of the closest colors to actual aged paper. So I use it a lot when I'm making things like this. And I'm going to spritz some water on here. And then depending on how this turns out, we'll see. Maybe I will want to get something a little bit darker so that it doesn't look like a baby pooped on the lace, which right now is what it kind of looks like. Yep, I'm gonna go get a browner brown, or maybe tea dye. I don't know. I'll grab a couple. We'll see what happens. I just brought all my browns. Ooh, gathered twigs might work. Let's try that. If nothing else, I have got yards and yards of that lace. Need to add some water to my spray bottle. That color's good. I'm going to squeegee some of the excess water out of it. Let it dry for a second. I'm rolling this up in the paper towel to kind of help it dry quicker, because I'm not sure if this is a cotton. I'm pretty sure it's not a cotton. I don't want to use a heat gun on it because, I don't know, I don't want to melt it by accident. But I think that color is pretty perfect. Okay, so let's get this glued on. Let's see. I think I'm going to let it hang off the page a little bit. So I'm just going to put one bead of glue right along here. I like that. I do like that. I feel like I need to put something here though. No, I just need to add a little bit more glue, I think. I don't know if I'm going to use that one in here because it just feels like it's too big. This is just almost wide enough. It would cover almost all the words. So I think I'm gonna do this. Down to there. Just below that staple mark. Get my ruler out. Tear that right there on that line, I think. Right, and I'm going to fold it in half. Which direction do I want it to go? Pretty close to in half. I wasn't sure which way I needed to go with it. Yeah, and I'll just come down to the bottom of the page with it. I like that. Again, since I tore it, I am going to ink the edges that got torn, just so that they fit a little bit better with the rest of the page, because it's already aged itself. Okay, so is there anything showing that I really don't want to be showing? No. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave that like that for right now. And, well, we did several pages, and I don't have very many left to do. So I am going to keep going on this, and fingers crossed, I will have all the pages covered today, and I can start filling the pockets and getting everything together. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, be kind. Bye.